Welcome back, everybody, to the Big Moon Arcade. We're in the shop. We're at part 4. And we're just going to do a couple things on part 4. There isn't a whole lot to do. I started a little bit. I'm going to show you what the deal is. And we're going to have Vanguard up and running at full maximum capacity, maximum awesomeness here in just a little bit. Still haven't got the cap kit for it today. It should come today, and I will, get that going as soon as I can. But we started on this little issue down here. I did a little Bondo work last night. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I'm not the most skilled with the Bondo, but, it's not rocket science either. So what we'll do is, we filled this gap Moshes in this piece that was broken off. We'll sand this down. I'll do that. I'll show you what that looks like. We'll paint some brown and paint some white stripes in here. We'll just get a little piece of vinyl to stick over that, some wood grain vinyl, and so it won't even be noticeable when we're all done with it. But so we got that going, and we'll get the T-molding back put on here. Somebody at some point, I have to look, and this is obviously not the original T-molding. Somebody had put this in at some point here in recent times, and they did a pretty good job. So pretty happy about that. This is one of the few games that actually does the T-molding all the way down the back. A few games did that. It's kind of a cool thing. Most of the time when you order T-molding, it doesn't, they're figuring it's going to start right about here and that's going to be it. But so if you do one of these, you got to order, enough to get all the way down. And they actually did that. So it helps protect the wood back here. And I like that. So we're going to clean the top up. We're going to paint that. We got the inside pretty much set up. We are going to have to mess with the leg levelers in here. You can see they're just not quite. They're just not doing it. They're kind of loosey-goosey. They adjust, but then they lose their adjustment. So we've got some, show you here. We've got some leg leveler parts here that we may just use. Not quite decided yet exactly what we're going to do. I can't get them out of the bag. Heck with it. You can see them through the bag. Okay. There's some more of them in there. Here's the feet. So, yeah. So we'll figure that out. Haven't figured it out yet, but we'll figure it out. And we'll get those things going. So, all right. So here we go, part 4. We'll walk you through it as we go. And here in a little bit, we'll be playing some serious Vanguard with an awesome looking monitor. That's going to be the major plan. So, and before we rebuild that monitor, I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm just going to show you kind of the symptom of what happens with old capacitors, something that you see a lot of. The image gets kind of curvy on the sides, and it's really evident on a game like Vanguard when it scrolls, and it doesn't scroll across straight. It's just, I'll show you so you see exactly the before and the after. It'll be super cool, people. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Okay, we've got the game fired up. Looks pretty good. Look at that. Coin door lights are looking good. I slipped the monitor bezel on there just to make it look cool. But what I wanted to show you, we're getting ready to rebuild this monitor, and what I wanted to show you was the symptom of old tired capacitors. Very common symptom that you see. Here it is. Look at how it scrolls from the right over to the left. Look how when it comes out from the side, it's it looks like it kind of comes up. It doesn't come out straight. So basically the image is kind of curved. See how it's does the same thing up on the top. It's not quite as pronounced on the top, but you can really see it on the bottom. Now I did try to adjust that with the monitor, and I did get it a little bit better with some of the adjustments, but you know, it's it needs to be rebuilt. So that's what we're gonna do. But I wanted you to see it before we did it. Look at the colors. The colors are nice. I think it looks good. We just need to get some new capacitors in there and get that image straightened out nicely, and we'll be good to go with some premium Vanguard. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but we talked about that white noise earlier coming out of the speaker. Completely normal for this game. Actually, really crazy. That's just the way they made it. That's the way they all are. Pretty crazy. All right, well, we're gonna take one more look at it here, and then we're gonna tear it all apart. And hopefully when we put it back together again, it'll work and be more awesome. Huh. Oh yeah, we took the monitor out. It's over here. So now we can get a better look at it, and we'll be able to get the chassis out easier this way. I thought about trying to do it with it in the machine, but we just took it out. And we can get a good look at it. Makes it a little easier to work on. Looks really good. It's clean. That's what amazes me. Doesn't look like it's like a real high hour machine. Okay. We're gonna get her apart. So we got our package from Arcade Shop in Georgia. And let's see what we got here. We got the G07. We'll do those later. Here's the old 4600 cap kit right there. We got a couple of those. And we also got some filter caps right there. We're gonna need one of those. And so we're gonna take the 4600 kit and the filter caps. I think it's actually one of these right there. I think that one's the G07. So we're gonna bring that out there and do it to it. Here's another interesting blast from the past. What's that say? Marcon capacitor? I don't know. But yeah, look how small the new one is for it. 1000 UF 50 volts, replacing the 1000 UF 35 volt. You can always go up in voltage on your new caps. That's fine. You just have to make sure that the first number, like in this case, the 1000 UF, you want to make sure you put another 1000 UF in there. If the voltage rating is higher, you're good to go. And it's a lot of times on these cap kits, they are higher than the original ones, and that's fine. So if you're doing it and you run into that, don't let that confuse you. All right, reassembly is commencing. See, we got it back, the chassis, the main chassis back in there. There's 4 bolts underneath that actually hold these little plastic pieces in place. And so you have to, you pretty much have to take it out to get to those things. In this machine at least, because this actually sits on a solid surface and you can't get underneath it. So you pretty much have to take it out to get the chassis out. So we're going to, I took a lot of pictures as I took it apart, so I'm going to go back and make sure I put it together in reverse order so we don't incinerate ourselves. Hopefully we won't. Okay, people, it's all put back together, and I think I hope I haven't forgotten anything. I've gone over it several times, and I think we're ready to go. So we've got the TPG hooked up. We got the auxiliary power supply hooked up, and we're gonna fire it up together and see what happens. Are you ready? Okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is turn on the video signals. So we got video going to the monitor. So all we gotta do is put power to the monitor. And we do that with this. So I'm gonna go up here and plug it in and see what happens. Okay, we're watching for smoke or any adverse things. Fire, explosions, that kind of thing. Here we go. On three. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, she fired up. Did you hear the hum? Did you hear it? Okay. I don't see any smoke, people. That's always the first thing you look for. That's good. Okay. So it's running. I can hear it. I'm going to take a peek up here. Okay, I'm peeking. Here's what we got. Okay. So it's got a TPG signal going to it. So we're going to have to fool with the sync here a little bit. So give me just a second. All right, people, so I couldn't get the TPG to really work right. I don't know what the deal was. I think the battery's lying low on it or something. I couldn't get it to work. So I just put the monitor back in the machine. That's what I'm talking about, people. Yes, yes, it looks good. The colors are nice. I've tweaked a little bit, you know, here and there, and I'm not quite done tweaking it, but it looks pretty good. Now the horizontal here, I gotta look at this and see. These 4600s now, the horizontal adjustment thingy is really, you know, tough on the 4600. It's like one of these things that you really can't move it, or it tends to break real easy. So I'm not really sure about our size here. Maybe that's right. I gotta look and see if it's, you know, maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. It looks, yeah, I might just be splitting hairs here. Nah, I'm gonna look at that though. But yeah, it adjusted pretty nice. It synced right up, obviously, and everything. You look really close down here, it still has a little teeny bit of curl, okay? And I can adjust that out. It's just one of these things that, you sit here and look at it, you notice that. But there it is, people. I'm pretty stoked about it. It's a good looking monitor. It's a really good looking monitor. And I think this is the only game this has ever been in. It's got the only screen burn it has is some minor Vanguard screen burn. So, and it's in a Vanguard, so, you know, I think that's cool. And when the game's playing, you can't tell at all. It's just this up here that's on all the time. This actually has some burn, and you can see it when the thing's off. But when it's running, you can't tell. So, it looks really good. So anyway, I'm going to just wrap the old part 4 up here. I think it was a success. We'll do a little bit of adjustment. I finally, you know, I was going to use this thing. I got, you know, it got the best of me. I tore it. We're going to make a new one of those. So I got to go to wherever and get some black cardboard, whatever that stuff is, and make me a new one of those. But yeah, so there it is, and I'll do a part 5, and you know, we'll do the leg levelers and a couple other little cosmetic things, and then it'll be done. So then we'll have to decide what we're gonna do with it. So if somebody wants it, you know, send me a message. I'm not, you know, like, I don't really have to keep this game. I've got one in the arcade already, so I don't know, maybe one of you guys can have this Vanguard in your home or your game room. So, you know, if you're interested, shoot me a message and we can talk about that. So wherever you are and whoever you are, I appreciate you coming along on this journey at the Big Moon Arcade in the shop. and I encourage you to take care of your people. And I look forward to seeing everybody on part 5, the next video. Until then.